Hi, this is Kimberly at Singing for Your Soul, and this video is all about my upcoming launch of Singing for Your Wild Soul. This is a sacred sisterhood of voice healing for women, and I want to answer some questions about that now. Okay, so this Wednesday, September 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or whatever Eastern time we're on right now, we are meeting to do a live Zoom call. I'm calling it the Singing for Your Wild Soul Party, because we're going to have a party together. And this call, I want to be clear, is free. Okay, there's no charge to attend this call. And the purpose of this call is for me to answer questions about Singing for Your Wild Soul and to guide practices so you can experience what it's going to be like, and so that you can connect with the other women who are interested in the program as well, and just get a feel for what this entire experience is going to be like. I will be recording the call and you will receive the replay if you cannot make the call live. This is a very sacred space and I'm taking it very seriously, and so I'm not just handing out the Zoom link. So if you want to be on the call, then I'm asking that you please DM me or email me. You can do that on my website, singingforyoursoul.com. On the contact page, you can email me, or you can DM me here on Facebook if you're watching this on Facebook. Yeah, it's really important that I connect the sacred, that I protect the sacred container so that we don't have random people, jumping in that shouldn't be there. Okay, let's move on to what Singing for Your Wild Soul is. Okay, so I'm going to be answering a lot more questions in the call on Wednesday, but I'm going to answer a few of them right now. So the Singing for Your Wild Soul party is free, but Singing for Your Wild Soul is not. It is a group coaching program. And I do have payment options available, and I'm going to have a limited number of scholarships, need-based scholarships available as well. But I am not going to talk about how much it costs right now. There are a lot of reasons I really want to, again, have it in the sacred container and share a lot more in the live call as I talk about how much it costs and the scholarships and the payment options. Okay, so that will be in the call on Wednesday. This is going to include weekly live coaching calls with me and the group. Okay, so I will personally guide healing practices, sound healings, which I'll have a bit more to say about in a second. And I will coach you individually on whatever you're bringing forth with your voice or your healing journey at the moment. Okay, voice related, voice life, self-expression related. So I have my own topics, which I'll share more about in a moment, but this is holistic voice work. And that means that it's going to be very individually tailored to each woman who's bringing forth her voice, right? And so the content that we cover is going to be based on your specific needs and questions and experience. The next piece, and forgive me, I have a lot of notes because there's a lot to cover and I want to keep it on topic. So you will also receive lifetime access to Singing from Your Soul, which is my online training program. So that's going to be woven into our time together with Singing for Your Wild Soul. Singing from Your Soul, the online course, contains the backbone of my holistic teachings. And so it's going to save us a lot of time together because you'll be able to watch these videos and work through the course and then bring your questions to the calls. So Singing from Your Soul contains over 4 hours of video lessons, guided vocal warm-ups, well-being, physical, yogic inspired warm-ups for your voice and for moving energy. It's got a PDF guide for your vocal warm-ups so you know how to schedule them, and journal prompts. So there's a lot of healing and vocal freedom that comes from this program. And then again, you'll have the personal support in the group container to bring questions. We'll do many of the practices that are in the course together so I can work on them with you more. Singing for Your Wild Soul is a 6-month container. Okay, so we will be meeting for 6 months. We're going to be meeting weekly, but we're going to alternate weeks of song time with weeks of soul time. So on the song time weeks, which will in general be twice a month, when we have holiday months, we will amend the schedule to give everybody breathing room. But in general, if we're meeting 4 times a month, say, on weeks 1 and 3, we will have song time, and that's where we do singing practices and vocal warm-ups and all of those kinds of things. Then for soul time, we will do soul nourishing practices, meditations, energy, movement, those kinds of things, sensual healing, which I'll talk about a little bit more in a moment. So that's how this is going to be structured. We will also have some bonus sound healings throughout our time together, and I will be bringing in other types of professional healers to do different healing work with us. Okay, now, other topics that we're going to cover. So the sensuality of song. Now, this is something that I also call the 3 V's, the voice, the vagina, and the vagus nerve when we're talking for women. So really what this is about is that there is a profound connection between our voices, our sensuality, and our nervous systems. That's where I get the voice, the vagina, and the vagus nerve, right? So we're going to be doing really specific and powerful practices to open up all 3 together so that we can retrain our nervous systems to be at a lower, more calm, embodied set point when we're living our lives, when we're expressing ourselves, when we are singing or sounding. Okay. We will also be diving into sound healing. We'll cover the basics. So everyone will be getting sound healing basics, and there will be the option to get a sonic healing certification. Now, this is something that I've created. I call it sonic healing because it weaves in more than just sound healing. The energy practices and some of the things that we'll be doing in Singing for Your Wild Soul are more than just sound healing. So that's why I call it sonic healing. So one of the great things about this certification is you don't need to be a trained musician or a really confident singer to be able to use these sonic healing practices. And if you get the certification, you'll be more confident in using them personally and even professionally, depending on what type of work you do. So there will be extra reading and homework necessary to receive this certification. Again, I'll share more about that on Wednesday. We will be diving into healing the witch wound. My guess is if you're a woman, you have one. Okay, so the witch wound is an inherited collective trauma that's rooted in our dark history. Okay, so when women or anyone who was different, too connected with nature, too sensual, too weird, too whatever, were demonized and feared and tortured and ostracized and even murdered. So the witch wound manifests as this deep fear of being seen, of speaking up, of stepping into your full magic and power and soul gifts. And it can arise from experiences that we have in this life, but it is a soul trauma, and it often feels far beyond this particular life. It can even be hard to pinpoint what and why you're feeling what you're feeling. So I have worked at length on my witch wound. I had a deep one. I still, it's there. It's still being massaged, but I know the territory really well. And we are going to navigate that together. so that you can show up lighter and freer and more fully self-expressed and in your gifts and soul purpose. Other topics that we will weave together include vocal technique, energy healing, light language, nature and non-psychedelic plant medicine, channeling, chakras, mantras, singing and ceremony, and probably more. Okay, don't feel overwhelmed by that list. These all will weave together. It all intertwines. So it's not like you're going to have this huge, crazy amount of homework. There will be homework, there will be reading, there will be practices to do, and I will be encouraging you to meet with one another and build sisterhood and work together with the practices outside of our calls. But I don't want you to feel overwhelmed, because we will make this very palatable and manageable. So those are the basics. As I mentioned, I'll be sharing more this coming Wednesday in the Singing for Your Wild Soul party. So you can join live, you can watch the replay. If you want to join live, DM me or email me from my website, singingforyoursoul.com, on the contact page. After we have the call, what I'm asking is that you either join live or watch the replay before you then book a one-to-one call with me, so that I can answer any final questions that you might have and get you set up and ready to join. But please watch or be live on the call from this Wednesday, Singing for Your Wild Soul party, before you book a one-to-one call with me, because I don't want to be answering questions that are answered in the call on Wednesday, okay? Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited to dive into this with those of you who are going to be joining. I'm so excited for the party. We're going to do so many amazing things together, and I'm going to answer all the questions, and I'm sending you so many blessings and so much love, and I will see you soon. Mwah.